It's all here, now, on Carolina News.
Hello and welcome to Carolina News. I'm Kelly Wiley.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sarah Ferraro. Analysis of a tablet owned by Germanwings Flight 9525 co-pilot Andreas Lubitz showed that he researched suicide methods days before the crash. The analysis also showed Lubitz researched cockpit doors and their security measures. And investigators now have the flight's data recorder. The second black box showed that Lubitz purposely used controls to speed up the descent. Work is still being done on the flight data recorder to establish the exact history of the plane's flight. Something many of us take for granted, having enough water every day. But the state of California is coming dangerously short. Last year, Governor Jerry Brown declared a drought state of emergency. And now he has imposed mandatory water restrictions on residents, businesses, and farms because it has gotten so bad. Governor Brown ordered cities and towns to reduce water usage by 25%. The order calls to save water, increase enforcement to prevent wasteful water use, streamline the state's drought response, and invest in new technologies to make California more drought resilient. Conway sailor Louis Jordan has been rescued after 66 days missing at sea. Jordan said he survived by catching fish with his bare hands, eating it raw, and trapping rainwater.
When I was running out of water, drinking a pint a day for a very long time, rationing that water, almost out. Finally, God answered my prayer right before I ran out of water.
Reported missing on January 29th, Jordan set out for a fishing trip. The Coast Guard says his sailboat's mast broke and his electronic gear was damaged during rough weather. But on Thursday, after more than 2 months at sea with a broken shoulder, a German-flagged vessel rescued Jordan about 200 miles east of North Carolina's Cape Hatteras. He was medevaced to a Virginia hospital and walked inside on his own 2 feet. U.S. Representative Jim Clyburn has raised nearly $2 million to support endowments at universities and historically black colleges in our state. Clyburn said he decided to release the numbers after reading comments by critics. He said South Carolina State's problems stem from the state's failure to spend on the college and the poor leadership of its trustees. Boston residents are continuing to be receiving record-breaking snowfall. A blizzard is slamming the region that has suffered 4 major storms since the beginning of the year. Authorities say driving conditions could be dangerous and are advising people to stay off the roads. In Sunday's early hours, one reporter latched onto the hood of a car during a strong gust. As the snow piles on, new safety fears regarding the stability of the roofs of most homes have risen.
We continue to encourage people to clear out their vents and to start worrying a little bit more about roofs.
Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker told reporters that several roofs had collapsed by midday Sunday. Sleet and freezing rain stretching from Oklahoma to Georgia is expected to hit Monday. A woman was sexually assaulted at a Clemson University fraternity house Friday night. The woman was at a party at the Sigma Chi fraternity house, located off campus in Seneca, South Carolina. She was later taken to the Oconee Medical Center. Officials say she did not know the man who assaulted her. The Oconee County Sheriff's Office is investigating, but declined to say if any suspects have been identified. Tulsa County Reserve Deputy Robert Bates turned himself into authorities Tuesday morning, one day after being charged with manslaughter in the shooting death of Eric Harris during an undercover operation. Harris was caught on tape allegedly selling an illegal handgun. Tulsa County Sheriff's deputies raced in to arrest him, but Harris took off running. Bates pulled what he thought was his taser, later realizing it was his gun after he fatally shot Harris. Bates was booked into the Tulsa County Jail on $25,000 bond. Bates left the jail after posting bond less than 30 minutes later. Police have captured the student suspected in Monday's fatal shooting on the campus of Wayne Community College in Goldsboro, North Carolina. 20-year-old Kenneth Stansel III was found sleeping on the beach in Daytona, Florida. Beach Patrol had approached him for violating the city's ordinance against sleeping on the beach. He had a knife and was taken into custody without incident. A federal judge has ruled that convicted racketeer and former SC State Board Chairman Jonathan Pinson must forfeit $337,000 in connection with the financial crimes he committed. Pinson illegally took from federal funds that were supposed to go to the construction at the Village at River's Edge development in Columbia. The family of the American woman held captive by ISIS says they've received confirmation that she is dead. Kayla Mueller was captured in northern Syria in 2013. Her family released a statement confirming her death this morning. They said, quote, "Our hearts are breaking for our only daughter, but we will continue on in peace, dignity, and love for her." Friday, ISIS sent messages to the Mueller saying Kayla was killed inside this building. The terror group claimed that Mueller was killed in a Jordanian airstrike on the terror group's targets. However, it is not clear when Mueller passed away. The Domestic Violence Task Force and Nikki Haley have come up with a plan in order to combat the issues of domestic violence in South Carolina. They're doing this in hopes that people who have been personally victimized by domestic violence will report it to the public eye and openly show that it is something our community needs to fix.
This isn't about talking about what we haven't done. This is about where we want to see ourselves 10 years from now and not stopping until we get there. And I think that this next year's worth of work and the commitment by these task force members will contribute to where we go, and I think they're all very committed.
The plan will focus on 4 phases, with its ultimate goal being that domestic violence will decrease in the state of South Carolina. A Minnesota lawmaker has proposed a bill to lower the drinking age to 18. State Representative Phyllis Kahn believes that the change would help local businesses while also creating a safer environment for young adult drinking. The bill would allow those 18 to 20 to purchase alcohol at bars and restaurants, but not at liquor stores. Joel Miniger, owner of the Sports Hub Bar in La Crescent, Minnesota, agrees that the proposed law would ease some safety concerns.
Kids are at that age, 18 to 20, are possibly drinking somewhere else, whether it be, in a rural areas or house parties and stuff. And so I'd be for if they switch to that.
Although the bill was just recently proposed, police are already expressing concerns that it would interfere with the education of 18-year-olds who are still in high school. And coming up after the break, find out why ABC's The Chew is filming in Columbia. At about 10:45 last night, UFC police responded to a robbery at the Roost parking lot on South Marion Street. An unknown suspect fitting this description approached the owner of a vehicle demanding her personal belongings. No weapons were shown, but he took the victim's car and drove toward the Rosewood area. The case is still under investigation. A Benedict College instructor was murdered Saturday evening. Randall Brown's body was found early Saturday morning in northeast Richland. The suspect, Ronald Harper Jr., fled the state and headed for Florida. He was caught by Daytona Beach police after a high-speed chase yesterday. Harper was taken to police headquarters and Richland County Sheriff's Department was notified. A Texas woman has just celebrated her 104th birthday, and she credits one doctor for her success, but it's not the type of doctor you would expect. Elizabeth Sullivan drinks 3 Dr. Peppers a day and says this drink is the only medication she needs. With her full sugar soda habit, Sullivan has only been to the hospital to get her tonsils taken out and have her children.
You're drinking Dr. Pepper right now.
That's exactly right. That stuff is good. It's got sugar in it, and 2 doctors have told me that if I drink it, I will die, but they died first.
Elizabeth is a proud graduate of the university.
So this just in, my parents were lying to me about soda being bad for you. Thanks.
Yeah, I drink it about once a day, and I think that's just about enough for me.
Hey, they weren't lying. 23 flavors, and she doesn't look a day over 23.
But let's take a look. One more look at your 5-day forecast. Just take a close look at Saturday, because temperatures getting really low for Carolina Cup, and on Sunday expect to be waking up with frost, but increasing on Sunday and Monday. That's something to look forward to next week, guys.
Great, thanks, Jake. That's all the time we have for today, but thanks so much for being with us.
See you tomorrow. Have a great evening.